Let's start with 31. It says here, given that f of x is equals to 2 over x plus 1, what is or are the real values of t for which f of t is equals to t? What does that mean and what can we do even if we don't really understand? We'll start with what we know. We know that f of anything means we're supposed to substitute the x with that thing. So f of t would then mean that I need to substitute instead of the x, t. So 2 over t plus 1. They said that this is equals to t, so it's equals to t there. And now they want me to find the values of t. So this is an equation that I can solve. If I need to find t, then I'll need to move this whole thing to the other side here by multiplication. And I'll have 2 equals t multiplied by t plus 1. I'll distribute the t, and I'll have 2 equals t squared plus t. Now, احنا قلنا قبل كده whenever I have t squared or x squared or x power 1, I'll need to move everything to one side and make it equals to 0. So هيبقى عندي t squared plus t minus 2 في ناحية واحدة equals to 0. I can then go to the calculator because it's a quadratic function, or quadratic, equation. So mod 5, 3. And I'll get t1 and t2. I'll get two values for the t, if there are. The two values that would come out are -2 and +1. So then there are two values for t, which is c as the positive answer. Does this make sense? Yes. Awesome. Yes, Carla.
لسه هو أنا حليتها بطريقة
جربتيهم؟
لا أنا لا مجربتهاش.
اوكي، قولي لي عملتي ايه؟
وأنا حليتها كأني بحل فور تي عادي. هو رحت حطيت f minus -2 بره وبعد كده equals t minus 1 حليت عادي.
بس انا مش عارف ليه -2. يعني ايه اللي خلى -2 تبقى بره؟ يعني
أنا عملتها عشان رحت أخدت ال2 الناحية التانية.
ما ينفعش، لا اوكي، so انا ما ينفعش move ال2 دي to the other side كده randomly. I have to move اللي تحت بالdivision هو اللي يروح الناحية التانية بالتايمز. ال2 دي لو عايز اوديها الناحية التانية المفروض تروح بالdivision، يعني تبقى over هنا 2 مش -2. فاهمة؟ شور؟
ماشي، بس هي عامة هي طلعت صح.
interesting. بس هي المفروض مش صح، بس هي يعني اوكي، يعني you get هي ليه صح لا او ليه؟ قولي. ايه يا حبيبتي قولي عشان اجرب ايه؟
خلاص زي نفعت عامة.
ماشي طلعت لك انسر صح، بس you get هي ليه او الصح بتاعها المفروض يتعمل ازاي، صح؟ بس اوكي، تعالي نشوف ده بقى. You're most welcome يا حبيبتي. هنا بيقول لي ان دول are in the figure below this is a highway rest area. Radar stations A and B lie on a level east-west line. A is 9,000 feet due west of D اللي هي الdistances اللي مكتوبة دول. those are the radars اهم. والمفروض ان الرادارز دي tracks the location and the distance of an airplane using those two radars. مهم, and distances between the radars and the plane and the distance between the radars and each other and the height of the plane or the exact height of the plane or the distance between the plane and the earth is given. So which of the following values is closest to the distance between the two radars? The distance between the two radars means I need to know the distance between this point here and this point here B. When you look at it, these are triangles at the end of the day, so we can just use and the right triangles as well. So we can use Pythagorean definitely in every method or in every place. if this is 20,000 and this is 13,000, I can use Pythagorean theorem to find the value of this side here, because this is the only part that I don't know the distance for. How can I do so? I'll say that this hypotenuse to the power of 2 minus the other side to the power of 2 under the square root, that's the Pythagorean theorem, it should get me the measure of this third side, which should be 5,000 then. So then I know that this distance between point D and B is 5,000. Then what's the distance between the two radars altogether? It's this 9,000 at the beginning plus the other 5,000 that I just figured out. So it's a total distance of 14,000. So it's J, the correct answer. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, let's move on to 33. Let AC and D lie on the standard XY coordinate plane. So it's as if they have points, and they told you that point A is the point 0, 0. So this is the point 0, 0. And then point D, this one is the point 9,000 and 0. So they're kind of telling you that these measures are kind of like the X and Y axis this way. And then if this means that the distance here is 15,000, it doesn't really mean anything to me. But if this perpendicular line is 12,000, this means that this point C here on the Y is at 12,000. This point B here on the x-axis itself is at 14,000 because I just calculated that. المهم, so they're asking me which of the following equations represents the line along which the airplane is flying. So we need the equation of this line here, this one, which we just already figured out as 12,000, the y on that. So it's y equals to 12,000. That's the equation of that line. Does that kind of make sense or not so much? We're all good? I think it's lagging. Yes, yeah.
Mister, it makes sense to me, but what I did was just, since we know that 9,000 like is the distance between A and D, but we're just using the same distance as you see. مش لازم نفكر فيها, it's the same, it's going to be the same unit.
Yes, in units it's the same, but it's not the same distance. Like between, because they're asking about the equation of the line. This is in an XY coordinate plane. So it's like they're asking you, this is an XY coordinate plane, and you have this point here, point C. You're told that this here is 9,000, and you're told that this here is 12,000. And they're asking you, what's the equation of the line that passes through this point C here, the horizontal line that passes through this point C here. So the equation of this dotted line is y equals 12,000. It's not about the units of measurements or the distances. It's in an XY coordinate plane. It's like an equations of lines. Does that kind of make sense? Or do you get my point, Yanni?
Yeah, it makes, yeah.
Sure. I'm sorry, I think the internet is lagging a bit. Okay. Let's move on to ايه يا حبيبتي؟ طب I think عشان it's lagging let's move to 34 وتكس يعني Send in the chat box. It's faster and the voice is lagging. Give me 1 second. Okay, thank you. And I was saying that the internet was lagging, so I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to reconnect both. Still lagging. Fine, let's work on 34. We'll send in the chat box if you have any problems, because the voice, I think it's lagging a bit, okay? So what about 34? They're saying which of the following values is closest to the number of seconds it will take for the airplane to fly from point C to the point directly above the radar at station A. So they're asking how many seconds will it take this airplane to cover this distance until it reaches right above point A, or the radar A. So it's this distance. They need to know the 9,000 miles distance will be covered in how many seconds. And when you go back here, in the words, they're saying that the airplane is shown directly above the rest area, is flying due west at a constant speed of 300 feet per second. So apparently we know the speed of this airplane. We know that the airplane is moving at 300 feet in 1 second. And we have this distance right now that we need to cover, and that distance is 9,000 feet as well. We need to know how many seconds will it take for that to cover. So it's a cross multiplication question mainly. So we just have to do 9,000 multiplied by 1 divided by 300. And that would give you 30. So it would take the airplane 30 seconds to reach from point right above point D to right above point A and cover the distance of 9,000 feet. Does that kind of make sense? All right, good. Yes, yeah. You have a question? If you can hear me, go ahead, please.
مستر هو أنا بس مش فاهمة ال1 second جت ازاي؟ عشان هم قالوا يا حبيبتي per second. And Bira, if you use the 15,000, then this means you're trying to get the distance. This distance will be covered in how long? This one here. But they're asking you actually the number of seconds it will take for the airplane to fly from C to the point directly above the radar A. So they're talking about starting from this point up until the point directly above A. So up until this point. So they're actually talking about this distance here. which is equivalent to the 9,000 that's below there, but not that distance. Does that kind of make sense? And the 1 second thing is because they said that the plane flies at a constant speed of 300 feet per second, which means it is 300 feet per second. I hope that kind of makes sense. Can you hear me now? Oh, is it still lagging?